Hello and welcome everybody to another inventRight.com TV show. Make sure to check out inventRight.com. Click on the coaching page and learn more about how Stephen, myself, and our coaches have been coaching and mentoring inventors to success for the last 16 years, successfully licensing products. We have, he's not a guest, I keep calling him, I'm going to stop calling you a guest. We have our resident patent attorney, Damon Kali. Welcome him.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
I like that, resident. I like that.
Andrew, you know what I want to talk about this time? I'm losing my voice a little bit, but I'm getting it back.
No.
I want to talk about NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, because, Damon, I see it. People are talking about it. They think it's the one thing that's going to protect them from the boogeyman. Let's talk about NDAs. What are they? And what are they good for?
What are they? What's that short for, Damon? NDA. What does that mean?
NDA stands for non-disclosure agreement. That means you're not going to tell everybody your secrets. So typically you use it where you go into a negotiation and you don't want your secret or confidential information spread about. So you have an NDA. And typically, you know, it'll be a one-way or a two-way NDA, but you know, it's just keep your secrets secret.
And sometimes they call them is there any other names it goes by? Damon, confidentiality agreement, anything else?
Yeah, confidentiality agreement. There's a lot of different ways to say it, but what it ends up being is I won't tell anybody what we talk about. That's basically it.
Okay.
But Damon, why does everybody think that if I have a company sign in an NDA, they won't steal my idea? What are they thinking about here? Why is that?
Well, I think that's largely a misperception because, well, first of all, I think most companies don't steal ideas because if they did steal ideas, nobody do business with them. So that's the first thing. The second thing is most companies hear a lot of ideas. Like people ask me all the time, you know, hey, are you going to reveal my idea? And it's like, hey, I can't even remember your name. So how am I going to remember your idea? And I get so many ideas and so many people talking to me about what it is. It just gets lost somewhere in there. And I can keep about 4 things in the front of my mind at a time. The last thing is particularly in California, NDAs aren't particularly well, the law around it is not particularly well formed. And it's not really a great thing to rely upon. There's only one instance I can really think of where an NDA really saves you. And that's in the new patent law that just a couple of years came down. If you discuss something under an NDA, then you never have an on-sale bar for your invention. So that gives you an extra pass for your patent protection. So you can reveal stuff under an NDA and not lose patent protection.
Wait, now, do you have to have a timestamp on that? It'd be beautiful if it was forever. But it's usually 2 to 3 years, isn't that correct?
Yep, that's right.
Damon?
That's right, 2 to 3 years.
So it doesn't start the clock for public disclosure. That's a good benefit. What about if I just have trade secrets and I don't have any perceived ownership on anything? How powerful is it there?
Well, that is your spot. That's where you're going to be living is in NDA and contractual obligations to keep things secret. But you got to remember that the NDA is limited. There's these carve-outs, and what they say is, hey, if this guy already had the idea while you brought it to him, he may have already had that idea sometime previously. Then that's a carve-out. He doesn't have to keep that. So let's just take a quick example. Let's say I go to somebody with the best product in the world, and it's like a new Frisbee, and I go to him and I say, hey, I've got this new Frisbee, and it's awesome, and he thinks to himself, wow, we were just thinking about that same idea, and we have some R&D on that already. Well, he's not bound by the confidentiality agreement. So you kind of have to be careful how you use this thing, and you also have to be careful about what you think your protection is going to be.
Oh, well, Damon, isn't that, I mean, that's why we always tell people, always file a PPA, because it preserves your date. You know, it's a date stamp in time, and it's gonna let you say patent pending as soon as you start sending in. And the whole NDA thing is a little gray. I mean, Damon, isn't it correct? I mean, if you sent 15 companies, if you submitted to 15 companies, only 3 of them signed the NDA and the other 13 didn't, that's still going to start the 1 year on board rule, right? So unless every single company you submit to signs an NDA, it's not really a valid strategy.
That's my thinking as well. And besides, the PPA is so inexpensive and it's federal, so it's United States wide. your NDA is only going to be subject to whatever rules and laws that person is in. So let's say you're in Nevada and you live out in the middle of nowhere. And you go do an NDA with somebody in New York City, and they reveal in New York City, well, you got to go to New York City to litigate that thing, and that doesn't work out for the patent holder or the person revealing. But with a PPA, you get to go where you want to go because it's United States wide, which is really a huge advantage for the patent holder.
But Stephen, it has some NDAs have their place. I mean, we're not saying you never get a company to sign an NDA, but it's a lot of just perceived. It's like it's just a deal point. It's like a handshake, if you will.
You know what I think it does? It gives your dealings with the company a level of professionalism that allows them to share information with you, and maybe they want to talk a little bit about the marketplace and allows you to disclose a little information to them. I think it sets this tone of professionalism, but everybody and their brother seems to think that I need to have a company sign in an NDA. It's going to protect me, but it's just not true, you guys. I don't know I don't know what people are listening to, Damon, but it's widespread right now. It's crazy.
Well, I think there's all kinds of urban myths going around about everything. There used to be one where if you mailed your application to yourself, you'd have a date because of the postage on the mail, and that's never been true. So, I mean, there's only one way to get a date, and it's to send it into the PTO. So I think you're absolutely right, Stephen. I think there is a perception, and I think it lends professionality. But in the end, your protection is pretty sketchy with an NDA. I wouldn't rely on it.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
I love it. There, you guys, you got the real deal from Damon. There you go.
Real world stuff, people. Thanks again, Damon. I want to remind everybody to take care, keep inventing, check out inventRight.com. Click on the coaching page, learn how Steve and myself and our coaches have been coaching mentoring inventors for the last 16 years. And Damon's part of the program. He trains our students on how to file provisional patent applications, which we just talked about. See you guys. Bye-bye.